What have you done for over 10,000 hours, but still suck at? Speaking. I stutter all the time. Sleep. Argue. It's my job. I hate arguing. Handwriting. Attempting going to bed at a decent hour. Teaching 13 years, which is a little shy of 20,000 hours. I have no data to support the claim that I have, in any way, improved at my job, despite hundreds of hours of high quality professional development. I have significant amounts of data to support the claim that I have gotten much worse at my job. Same class, same school district, my first year, 80% of my students passed the state exam. Last year, 42% passed, which is the average for the school district. I'm not sure I have another 17 years of this in me. Goes back to grading. Dressing appropriately for the weather outside. Education. I went through about 20 years of education, and I still suck at learning anything. Talking without messing up at least once in a sentence. Studying. I have 3 degrees, but within 5 minutes of studying my brain still revolts and decides Netflix would be a much better plan. Breathing. I can do it fine for weeks on end, and then somehow I randomly seem to choke a bit while doing nothing out of the ordinary. Just sitting at work and thinking, or something as daft as that. Just a small choky episode of course, and I find it quite funny to think that I cannot do breathing flawlessly. CSGO. Game is hard, guys. Talking to people. Waking up. I went to theater school and did compulsory free dance classes for 1.5 hours every morning, plus other compulsory and elective short courses in jazz dance, ballet, tap, kabuki and no movement, 20s dance crazes, Latin dance styles, ballroom, and other stuff. About 2,000 hours over 3 years. I still cannot dance. I don't mean not well, I mean not in the slightest. Not well, he's not very good, but he must have trained a bit. Literally not one step. It's as if I had never taken a single lesson in my life. In fact, it's worse than if I'd never done a lesson, because I'm now so f***ing self-aware of my body and limbs if I try to dance that I can no longer let myself go and enjoy jumping about at parties or anything. Not even when drunk. Not even on my own. I judge myself and find myself wanting. It f***ing sucks. Gaming. Being a gamer doesn't mean being a good one. Swimming. I'm on my high school swim team and have been swimming for years and my times are still terrible. I practice 2 hours every Monday to Friday. I do however have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which makes my joints super loose and unstable, so that's what I think makes me slower than my peers. For anyone wondering roughly how long a day it would mean doing something that you do every day, here's a rough guide. 12 years old, 2 hours 15 minutes a day 15 years old, 1 hour 50 minutes a day 20 years old, 1 hour 20 minutes a day 25 years old, 1 hour 5 minutes a day 30 years old, 55 minutes a day 40 years old, 40 minutes a day. For a job, assuming 35 hours a week and 48 working weeks a year, it would be something you have done for about 6 years. For a hobby you spend X hours a week doing. 10 hours a week, 19 years 20 hours a week, 10ish years. Brushing my teeth. If I ever manage not to get toothpaste everywhere, it'll be a day of celebrations. Remembering stuff. Every time I go to places, or tell myself that I need to remember something only to be forget. I walk into a room just to be like, snap, why did I come here? Only to go back and remember later. I'm 33, so that would have to be something I've done an hour and a half a day every day since I was 13. I can't think of anything I've done that often other than eating and sleeping and living. Probably not even driving. Everything I've ever done for 10,000 hours I still suck at. My job. Video games. Parenting. Man. Even eating I still end up with food on my shirt or beard every time I eat, and half the time when I drink. I'm starting to think at age 38 I might just be an incompetent Guitar. I started playing in high school, and am in my mid-30s now. I know some songs, and can kind of fake it, but can't really jam with anyone, nor do I know many techniques. I've realized that I just blew years on playing things I was comfortable with, but never really challenged myself. I've learned at least this lesson. It's not about how many hours you do something, it's about what you do in those hours. Gaming, I spend most of my free time on PC games, and I still suck at pretty much everything. On CSGO I've never seen rank higher than silver, and neither in League of Legends. Now I just resigned to casual games cause playing competitively made me feel like piece of shit. Recognizing how I move myself in the world. Spatial awareness. I absolutely suck at it. I often bump into things. Whenever I'm carrying something big I will bump with it into other things. I dump things from tables. My reflexes got better. And my warnings to people. Motivation. I've been motivated, off and on, to do good things. Like save for a new car, a house, etc. The 1 to 2 hours a week being motivated isn't enough. Marriage. I got married in 1998. It's still a work in progress, but my beautiful, caring, patient wife will not give up on me, and I'm eternally grateful and love her to death for it. Eating. I can't count the amount of times I've bitten my tongue, cheek, lip, the fork. It's a difficult skill. MK. Swallowing. I still choke on my own spit and get stuff down the wrong way. You'd think I'd have it freaking mastered by now. Figure skating. I've been unable to improve my double jumps for about 15 years until learning to film my jumps and replaying them at slow motion to identify my bad habits and fix them. Some things in sports you simply can't overcome by repeating them over and over again. Practice only gives you consistency. If you're practicing it wrong, you'll just become consistently wrong. Telling people to do their jobs. In commercial concrete I do lots of suspended decks and precast panel erection. We aren't a large billion-dollar company. I'm always dealing with guys who don't want to do this or that cause it's outside their trade or they think they are too good for certain jobs. Does my head in. Talking. I mess up almost every word, even though I know the word like it is the back of my hand. When I text, that all changes because I'm not actually talking. However, what I find very weird is that if I do voice impressions of some character or someone I made up, I speak almost 10 times better. I'm not sure why. Walk. Apparently all my life I've been walking on one side more than another, but nobody ever pointed it out to me, and I never noticed. Going to get it checked out in a week or so, wish me luck. Reddit. Before that, dig. I'm a terrible self-destructive masochist because for every single nice thing I get, I end up getting 3 or 4 bad ones that ruin my day, yet I keep coming here like it's a drug. I've grown dependent. Talking. I never really talked until I was almost 4 years old and required a speech therapist for about 5 years. My tongue doesn't like making the proper shapes for certain letters or sounds. Paired with a semi-constant dry mouth, some words I attempt to speak end up sounding like different words or key syllables missing, which leads to ineffectual vocal communication. I try to be punctual, but it only goes so far. Playing instruments. I started out playing guitar, and I became a passable guitarist. My problem is though, I'll play an instrument until I become just that, passable. Then I'll get bored and move on to the next instrument. So far, in chronological order, I've become passable at guitar, drums, bass, and ukulele. I enjoy playing these instruments though, so I guess it doesn't matter that I suck. Breathing. Anyone else just be chillin', and you realize you've been holding your breath for a long time. Like, oh, I just forgot to breathe. NBD just need to do it to survive and stuff. Spelling. I thank whatever omnipotent being, or beings or sheer luck allowed me to be born at a time where, by the time I got to junior high, everything needed to be typed, and every document program had a spell check feature. For the life of me, I still struggle with everyday words, while my sister, conversely, is so good at spelling she was once one word away from going to the National Spelling Bee. If I had been born even 5 years earlier, I may not have made it through my English classes. Playing the guitar. I think I'm actually getting worse at this point. It's the result of having almost no formal training and zero discipline in the way I practice. Too much of that practice has been just reinforcing bad habits. Walking. Seems easy enough, right? Walk, walk. Oh, people coming my way. Stumble a bit, did they see? They're laughing now. Are they laughing at me though? Someone walking behind me. Walk, walk. Tries to pass me, but I pick up speed and now we are walking side by side. Fuck walking. Producing insulin. To be fair, I was pretty great at it until about 7 years ago, although as a trade I'm allowed to skip lines at theme parks. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. Let us know your thoughts on this topic. See you soon.